This is video number 69 for cello students, and in this video we're going to learn to play number 91 in your book on page 25, Lightly Row. Now you're thinking, I already learned Lightly Row. Well, you learned a shortened version of it when you learned number 22 in the book, and you learned the version that didn't have any half notes or eighth notes, okay? So this is, yes, it's the same song, but it's the full version of it. The other thing you'll notice is that it says part A and B. Now remember, the way that you play on these is you play line A, and then you either play A or B. You don't play both at the same time. You do line A, that's the melody, and then go down to the second line A. If you're playing part B, you're playing the harmony part, and you would play the B line and then go down to the second line B. All right? You don't go A, B, A, B. Go A, and you're done. Or B, B, and you're done. Okay? Now, you can't do both at the same time, but if you have a friend that is also playing out of this book, you can play A and they can play B, or you can play B and they can play A. You can make it a duet. Remember, when there are two people playing two different parts, that's a duet. If there are three people playing three different parts, that's a trio. Now, how could you do a trio with this song? Well, let me tell you, the violins and violas, they have part A and B. The thing is, though, everyone's A is the same, but the B's are different, okay? So if you wanted to do that, you could have a third person, and as long as you had one person playing A, two people on two different instruments playing B, you would have a real trio. Now, to do what's called a quartet, four people playing four different parts, you'd have to know a violin or viola player and a bass player to be able to make that happen, okay? So you would all play different parts. Now, why is it called an orchestra arrangement? Well, the difference is an orchestra arrangement usually has 4 or 5 different parts, and there's a whole lot of people playing part A, a whole bunch of people playing part B, a whole bunch of people playing the other part B, a whole bunch of people playing another part B. So there's a lot of people on one. A quartet is one person on each part, each of 4 different parts. A trio is one person on 3 different parts, okay? So that's the difference between why it says orchestra arrangement. This book was designed to be with a full group of students. So we have a lot of people playing each part. Now, with all that said, let's go ahead and shadow bow. Part A only, shadow bow. And don't forget, you need to have your half notes. We're going to do it kind of slow. We're going to do it at a speed of 50. Okay? Make sure your half notes are getting 4 clicks. They're going to seem super duper slow. Shadow bow, part A. And 1, 2, right, say, go. Second line A. Stop. Okay? Do just the last measure of line A. Second line A, last measure. Echo me, echo me. 3, and go. D, F sharp, A, D, off. Okay? Now, that's just the D major arpeggio. Okay? Now, where you might have messed up was the end of line 1. Because when you learned Lightly Row before, it went D, F sharp, A, D, just like you just did. But line 1, it goes D, F sharp, A, F sharp. Try that now. The other thing is it starts up bow, shadow bow, up bow, shadow bow. I'm sorry, echo me, echo me. Last measure of the first line. 3, and go. D, F sharp, A, 3, 4, off. Okay? Now, if you made a tunnel, that was smart. That's what you should have done. Now, if you feel like you need to pause and practice any part of this again, pause. If you think you're ready to play the whole thing with me, play the whole thing with me. Beginning, make a tunnel to start. 1, 2, right, say, go. Let's shadow bow it. I'm going to tell you right now, parts of line B are very easy. Parts of it are not, particularly measure 2. And we'll be practicing that one quite a bit. Shadow bow for the beginning. If you get lost in the shadow bow in measure 2, try to join me back in on measure 3. Shadow bow, line B's. And 1, take shadow bow. Second line B. Play, no, don't shadow, play measure 2 of the first line. Actually, just do this. Just go D, E, F sharp. Just the first 5 notes of the second measure of line B. First 5 notes. Echo me. 1, say, and go. D, E, F sharp. Try that again. And go. D, E, F sharp. Now play the last 3 notes of measure 2, but don't worry about the rhythm right now. I want you to just go F sharp, high D, C sharp. Just play those notes. Echo me slow. F sharp, high D, C sharp, and go. F sharp, high D, C sharp. Try again. And go. F sharp, high D, C sharp. Make sure that high D and C sharp get in 2. That's kind of hard to do. Go a little faster. F sharp, high D, C sharp. And go. F sharp, high D, C sharp again. Go. F sharp, high D, C sharp. Now try the whole measure. Echo me of measure 2. And go. D, E, F sharp, high D, C sharp. Okay? Now, really the rest of it, pretty easy. Pretty easy. Let's try playing it. If you don't think you're ready to play it with me, pause, practice what you need to, and then join me now. Again, the speed is 50 that we're playing. Beginning, line, part B's. 1, 2, ready, go. Here it comes. Ready for it? Now second line. Okay? Now, here's what you can do to hear the harmonies. After you've learned A and B, go back in the video and where I'm playing A, play along with me, but you play B. And then fast forward to the video when I'm playing B, you play A, and you can hear how those harmonies work together. Now understand our rhythm is not exactly the same all the time, so that could be a little bit tricky for you. Okay, so you've got to know your parts really well before you try to put it together. Something else you can do if you want to hear the violin harmony, go listen to the violin video. It's the same video number, it's video number 69. Go listen to that, and while I'm playing B, you play A, and then vice versa, okay? That way you can hear their harmonies, because their B parts are different than your B parts, and so you get to hear a different harmony when you hear that B part. But kind of have fun with that, and then we'll do the same thing with the next video when we learn can-can.